Good morning, class 8th. We were reading chapter 5, Combustion and Flame. In the previous classes, we have studied about combustion and flame, some examples or some reactions of combustion, conditions necessary for combustion, in which we have seen combustible and non-combustible substances, presence of supporter of combustion, ignition or kindling temperature, types of combustion, flame, a candle flame, fuel, and caloric value of fuel. And now in this class we are going to read page number 74 about the rest part of fuel. So students, open page number 74 in your science book and keep a pencil with you to underline hard words. Now I am going to read. The energy produced by burning of fuels can be converted into usable forms like heat energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, etc. This conversion is achieved by certain devices which are shown in table 5.4 along with approximate efficiencies. Underline this word. Efficiencies means capacities. So we can convert the energy that is received when the fuel burns in very useful forms like heat energy, mechanical energy, electrical energy, etc. This conversion is achieved by certain devices which are shown in table 5.4 along with approximate capacities. Here you all can see table 5.4. Wood stove has 66% efficiency. Petrol engine has 25% efficiency. Electricity generating plant like coal based has efficiency 40%. Nuclear fuel based solar cells have efficiency 10%. Is that clear? Now characteristics of a good fuel. First, it should be cheap and easily available. So an ideal fuel should be cheap and easily available in the markets. Second, it should have high calorific value. So an ideal fuel should have high calorific value. Now the third, it should neither burn too fast nor too slow but at a constant rate. In other words, the ignition temperature of the fuel should be fairly low so that it can be burnt easily. The ignition temperature should not be less than the room temperature. So a fuel should be such that neither it burns too fast nor it takes time to burn. It should burn at a constant rate. Also, its ignition temperature should be less so that the combustion process can start quickly. But its ignition temperature should not be less than room temperature so that there is no risk of fire. Next, the fuel on combustion should not produce soot or a harmful gas or any other residue. Here you have to underline soot. Soot means lamp black. So there should not be liberation of carbon particles, harmful gases or any residue. We can call lamp black to carbon particle. Next, the fuel should be safe to handle, store and transport. So the fuel should be safe while handling, transporting or storing. Now classroom discussion. The ignition temperature of a good fuel should neither be very less nor very high. Why? If the ignition temperature of the fuel is very high, then the fuel will take too much time to burn. But if the ignition temperature of the fuel is very low, then the fuel will catch fire too easily and hence it will be very unsafe to use it. Is that clear? Now the question 2. Although the efficiency of solar cells is the lowest, why do we recommend its use over wood, petrol and coal, which have much higher efficiencies? So its answer: burning of wood, petrol and coal releases a lot of harmful gases in the atmosphere, and also these fossil fuels are exhaustible sources of energy. So it is recommended to use solar energy as it is clean source of energy which is non-exhaustible. Now the question 3. Hydrogen having high calorific value cannot be used as domestic fuel. Why? So its answer: when hydrogen comes in contact with air, it reacts explosively. Hydrogen needs to be compressed at higher temperature, higher pressure. That's why hydrogen having high calorific value cannot be used as domestic fuel. So students, that's all for today. In the next class we will see burning of fuels generates harmful products. So thank you class.